Hi everyone, Mark Merrill with Firm. On one of our final programs of 2024, we here at Firm, folks, Fairness in Reporting Media, look at several issues facing men and women in 2025 and beyond after President-elect Donald Trump takes office. As we call this, you can't always get what you want. In this episode, we'll start with an oldie but a goodie. You probably don't want to hear it anymore, but it's pretty funny now. Can men get pregnant? And then followed right up by, what exactly is a woman?
People who are born biologically female have a uterus, but recognize that through society they identify as male through gender norms. They are able to get pregnant even though externally they may present themselves as a man.
So females.
Duh.
Asked to define the word woman during her Supreme Court confirmation hearings in 2022, Judge Ketanji Jackson famously demurred, saying, "I'm not a biologist." Well, I am a biologist, and I'm here to help. To that end, let me rephrase the question to Judge Jackson. Are sex categories in humans, male and female, real, immutable, and binary, or are they merely social constructs? Answer, real. That's just the way it is, and we all know it. Immutable. It can't be changed. And binary. There are only two sexes, not 3 or 4 or 57. You can identify as anything you like, but your identity does not determine biological reality. And the reality is that sex in humans is immutable and binary. No amount of activist hysteria is ever going to change that. I'm Colin Wright, PhD in evolutionary biology and fellow at the Manhattan Institute for Prager University.
I just don't...
Ready for this one, folks? It's all about women losing their rights after the election. Here's a report from Prager U on the street.
Universities across the country have been offering students post-election therapy to help them cope with election results. Today, I'm at California State University Northridge with Julie Hartman to see what students here think about the election and how they're coping with it.
Let's go.
What are your thoughts on the election results?
I was low-key sad, to be honest. Oh my, I was actually really disappointed.
It's a scary, scary time for all of us, like in the minority community.
When I saw like the votes coming in, I was like, oh no. And I woke up in the morning and I cried because I was like, this is sad.
I'm really disappointed that so many people chose to fight against women and women's rights.
Their rights are on the line with Trump, so I think it's scary for, all the women. I feel for you guys. I don't feel like we're like cared for enough or like protected enough. If they had the opportunity, like they would just kind of run it the way like a man wants to run the world, and obviously like can't do that because there are like so many women that like want right.
Truthfully, I'm a little scared. If you really care about someone, I feel like it would be difficult to like vote against like their right to exist, essentially.
Can you give some examples of how Trump voters voted against people's rights or their rights to exist?
Sure. So they're planning to overturn like marriage rights, and there's a lot of things that they want to limit. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all of the things that are, impacting already oppressed groups. These groups of people are going to be impacted by this win.
So Donald Trump, as you know, recently won the election.
Yes.
How do you react to that?
His rhetoric is very anti-women empowerment. I'm hopeful that our fear of Donald Trump will bring us together as a country, as a people.
What have you heard he's going to do?
Like something about the abortion and like Plan B's, like that's not gonna be like really acceptable, or like that we don't really have a full say on like to terminate the pregnancy.
So what rights do men have in this country that women don't?
You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure they're allowed to do whatever they want with their penis.
Many people on this campus, many women, say that they're fearful that their reproductive rights will be taken away from them. What's your reaction to that?
They're valid.
And why do you say that?
Because he is trying to take our reproductive rights away.
In what way?
By probably making it federally mandated, like abortion bans and things of that nature.
So he's already said that he doesn't want to do anything federally. He wants to leave it up to the states.
What are you guys with? What is this? What's going on?
We're with Prager U.
Doesn't matter who they're with, young lady. Come on. He just told you that it's going to be with the states. Newly elected President Trump, as he said in his first term, is going to allow the states to make the decision as far as abortion rights.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. I'll see you guys around.
What's wrong?
And she walks off.
No sex, no marriage, no kids, and no dating.
So it's a movement being done online by liberal women as a protest against the election results and as a way to convince men to support pro-abortion causes.
What's your reaction to it?
I don't think it's gonna work. As humans, we are allowed to do whatever we want and make our own choices. So if you want to partake in the 4B movement, you definitely should if that feels right for you. And if you don't, then you don't.
Do you think it's going to be an effective way to push for pro-abortion policies?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I don't think anyone will stay with it with their 4B, and it's just like a buzzword that people are using, I guess. So
For people who are not participating in the 4B movement, they could still have chances of unwanted pregnancies.
Can we reduce that, you think, by not having sex with people that we don't want to have kids with? Do you think that's maybe a more effective strategy?
I definitely think so.
I heard about this happening before, where women just say, "Oh, we're not going to have sex." Hasn't really. I don't think that's a possibility.
Do you think it's ironic that these liberal women are choosing abstinence when conservatives have been saying all along that you don't need to have an abortion as long as you practice abstinence?
I never thought about it like that, but yeah, it's kind of ironic, yeah.
Well, guys, that's a wrap for this one at CSUN.
I talked with a lot of people, and whenever I asked them to provide specifics of what rights they feel like are going to be taken away, many of them just could not come up with a straight answer.
A lot of people I talked to seem to think that their right to an abortion is going to be taken away, but we had a lot of interesting conversations. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode of Man on the Street.
Well, that's the interviews by a couple of young people who are employed by Prager University. And now, folks, the federal government, we've been talking about the budget, has finally got the budget bill passed, and here's my introduction on more on that update, which is good news for the rest of the 350 million people in this country.
The government funding bill got approved by Congress on December 20th. It does what we need it to do for a short period of time until President-elect Trump and the Republican trifecta take office. Representative Nicole Maliotakis told Newsmax on Saturday.
It does what we need it to do, which is avert a government shutdown, keeps the government funded, and it does it for a short period of time. It provides the disaster relief, and it also provides the relief for our farmers to protect our supply chain. And again, this is something that a lot of us advocated for. We were very much against the big bad backroom deal that was not presented to Congress and members on the Republican side. We were expected to just be rubber stamps, and that was unacceptable. But we were able to get exactly what we needed, and it was the basics to continue funding this government until President Trump and the Republican trifecta take office next year. And overall, it was the best case scenario in the situation that we were in.
So there it all is, folks, from beginning to end. In the meantime, we would certainly like to wish all of our viewers, our subscribers, and our sponsors that have gone on YouTube and Twitter, and we welcome those forthcoming on Rumble. Rumble.com/fairnessmedia1, Twitter, YouTube, and fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. We want to wish everyone out there a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a wonderful and prosperous New Year. Peace and joy to all the world.